next question. It's about circulation, and who's better to talk about circulation than a heart doctor? Is there technology or other things we can think about that help circulation out that we don't normally think about in a normal workup from a heart disease standpoint, et cetera? And I'm talking about whether PEMF or any other technology that may be beneficial for circulation.
Yes. Yes. And so the circulation, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
So the circulation starts with the largest blood vessel coming out of the heart, the aorta. And the aorta is about the size of 3 thumbs.
Okay.
And the aorta comes out of the heart and divides into the arteries that go to all the organs. So it goes up the carotid arteries to the brain. It comes around the arch and divides into the arteries that go to all of our GI tract and all of our abdominal organs. And then it goes and divides into the arteries that go down both of our legs. And so those are the arteries of the body. That is the first part of the circulation, driven by the heart muscle, who's pumping 60 times, a minute. And so the arteries have to get smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where they're providing the circulation to the cells of the body. And that's called a lot of different things. The smallest artery that still has some pumping mechanism to it is called the arteriole. And that's the smallest artery with muscle around it. And that pumping function is called vasomotion. And when we're young and when we're healthy, that smallest artery, called an arteriole, is literally pumping 6 times a minute.
Okay.
And what that pumping mechanism is doing is helping that upstream muscle, the heart, right? Because the heart is pumping 60 times a minute. But it has to pump through all of this conduit that keeps getting smaller and branching out. And so the function of these arterioles when we're young and we're healthy is to propel the blood into the microcirculation, which is our capillary bed, which is very teeny tiny conduits, some of which are the size of a single hair. And that arterial vasomotion is helping propel the blood into the capillaries so that those capillaries can deliver the blood into the tissue in the cells. That's the circulation from the beginning to the end.
Okay.
And there are disease states that impair all of that circulation from beginning to end. Atherosclerosis affects those larger arteries. It also affects the smaller arteries. It affects the function or the vasomotion that becomes impaired as we age. And so there are other disease states that do the same thing. But the bottom line is, even the healthiest person, if they get to a certain point, the vasomotion slows up, and therefore the flow below that in our capillary stream clogs up. And what happens is the red blood cells actually, they stick together electromagnetically. It's called the Rouleau phenomenon. Mm-hmm. And that's just normal aging. So that happens. And then our white blood cells, they have a difficult time getting through that traffic jam, if you will. They also adhere more frequently to the side or the wall of the capillary. So the bottom line is the delivery to our cells is impaired, and the delivery is the red cell, which carries the oxygen, the energy, which provides mitochondria with the energy for their cell. It impairs the delivery of the white blood cell that delivers its natural anti-inflammatory response. I call it like the scrubbers, like the Pac-Man. It impairs the delivery of immunity, which can help, clear out foreign material, including infection. So that's normal aging. On the back end of that, all of that material needs to be released. It needs to be washed out. And in normal aging, that process slows down just like the delivery slows down. So there are devices that improve the delivery of blood on the intake and the exodus of the metabolic waste on the outtake. And probably the largest broad spectrum medical device is PEMF, pulse electromagnetic frequency, and there are hundreds worldwide companies that deliver PEMF. And 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, I started studying this, and I looked at various devices, and there seems to be one in particular that improves the vasomotion and improves the delivery and the release better than others. It's a company it's called BEMER, and it's been around for 22 years. It's a German company. It's family owned. I was invited to look at it when I had some issues. And for the past 3.5, 4 years, I'm passionate about sharing this technology with people. What I can't do is tell anyone, in person, in a forum, in a in-person, presentation, or even on a Zoom. I cannot tell anyone that this company, this product, is going to cure any disease-specific state. Can't. But I can tell you that the PEMF companies, including this one, who I hold dear to my heart, improves the delivery of the microcirculation and the exodus of the metabolic waste. And that's the final common pathway of circulation. And since I'm a cardiologist, the circulation starts at the heart and ends at the very end. So that's important for good health.
So if I'm hearing right, that technology can also be part of this, and the Heart Health Month, and in terms of protecting the heart, or after the heart may be strained, circulation is a part of that. And I guess if people want more information about that, if you want to put in your email address in the chat box, someone will get back to you about that, about PMF, etc. Or if you have other questions or something that you want us to get back to you on,